Now we all know that SEVEN spells 7, and today's the 7th Atticus Hour. So I have 3 new presidents to talk about today. Say hi to John Tyler. Now this guy was the 10th president, 1841 to 1845. Yes, the year 1841 might sound familiar, because that takes me all the way back to my first Atticus Hour when I talked about William Henry Harrison. Do you guys remember him? I think you do. John Tyler became the first president to assume the office after the death of the president. So, and people didn't know that this was even constitutional. It didn't even state on the Constitution that a president could do this. So, it was very new to people. Now, John Tyler, even though he was in the Whig Party and ran as vice president with William Henry Harrison, who was a Whig, had no Whig personality at all. He was nothing like a Whig. Nothing at all. In fact, that's how, since Harrison had wanted a new national bank because of Andrew Jackson, Tyler didn't want it. So, the Whig Party passed 2 laws, and Tyler vetoed both, and the laws were about authorizing a new national bank, and he vetoed both of them. And after the last of these vetoes, the Whigs held a meeting with President Tyler, which they kicked Tyler out of the Whig Party. It would be the only time that this would happen to a president. So he had no party at all. And he went to different things, including the Webster-Ashe Treaty, which was a treaty between the border of the United States and Canada, which was still a British possession at the time. And there was also the annexation of Texas. And when he tried to get this to come, the Congress immediately just rejected the idea. It didn't stop Tyler. So what he did was he added Texas to the Union. That made Mexico very angry, and then 2 years later, it's what we get into something called the Mexican-American War. That's later. So that's basically his presidency. 1844, he tries to run for a second term. I think he wanted it. I mean, the Democrats didn't trust him at all, and the Whigs just hated Tyler. So basically, he just goes back home in Virginia, and the Democrats are just wondering what to pick next because the Whigs aren't going to do anything. They kicked out a president. What are they supposed to do now? So the Democrats just took that advantage. This is Chester A. Arthur. Now, oh my God, I just realized the presidents I'm going to talk about today all assume the office of president. I talked about James Garfield on the James, and John edition, Atticus Hour number 4, I think it was. This is Chester Arthur, the man who assumed the office. Now, Arthur basically didn't do anything. He was not a hard worker at all. He did not like working. Yes, in the White House, he would wake up at like 10 in the morning, sign a few papers, talk with people, go out for walks at 4 p.m., then take a nap, then eat dinner with either friends or family. It depended on what he wanted to do. And so Arthur basically didn't do anything in his presidency because he was not a hard worker. Though he did do one thing. In 1883, he signed the Pendleton Act. That was really it. I don't know what else to say about this guy. But he was the 21st president. He was president from 1881 to 1885. And get this, people call him Elegant Arthur because he owned literally like more than 80 pairs of pants. And none of them were work pants because he thought everything was a party. He just never wanted to do anything that was hard. He just wanted everything to be easy. That's it about this guy. And so in 1884, he was not renominated, went back home in 1885, died in 1886 of a kidney ailment that he had been kept a secret in the last few years of his term. The last president that assumed the office after the death of the president was Lyndon B. Johnson. He assumed the office after JFK, which I also talked about on the James and John edition at the Atticus Hour number 4. So, and Lyndon Johnson was only sitting 2 cars away from the president when the assassination happened. I'm sure I mentioned that already. And hours later, he was sworn into office aboard Air Force One and becoming the first president to be given the oath of office by a woman. So, about him, he, I think was the first president from Texas. Yes. Howdy. So, yeah, that's what he gives you. Because he's new here. So about his presidency, so the Vietnam War was going on, and really Johnson was really angry at it. He just kept sending troops out to try to, fight the war. That's why he's really disliked a lot. In 1964, he signed the Civil Rights Act, shook hands with Martin Luther King, and it also said that all discrimination was stopped in the United States. Really, it was banned. But it couldn't happen. It was against the law after it was signed. In 1965 is when we really get started on the Vietnam War. And he would just talk about the Vietnam War in very unexpected places with his cabinet members. Either it was in his bedroom or it was the White House pool. Then it went to his Great Society plan in 1967. I forgot about his re-election in 1964 because he did finish out John F. Kennedy's term, but that wasn't important. Be re-elected, I mean. And in 1968, he just refused to just give up. He just refused to try to get renominated. As we all know, he said, "I shall not seek and I shall not accept another term for my party, under my party as your president. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Correct me if I'm wrong. Then he leaves office. That's it. Was this a short video? I think it was about like 9 minutes on my watch. But, yeah, that's basically it. 3 very short presidents to learn about. The longest was Lyndon Johnson. We went from Whig and no party, nothing really, Pendleton Act, I guess, and Vietnam War and civil rights. Really, that's it. So, I will be joining you guys next time on the Atticus Hour number 8. Oh, and also, I forgot to talk to you that my birthday party was yesterday. And I think you heard about that. Maybe some people that are watching this may have came to my birthday party. I don't know. It was lots of fun. But my birthday is Wednesday, so keep an eye out because next Atticus Hour will be June 25th. So I'm going to be giving highlights on June 25th about my birthday on June 21st. So stick around.